We're with Nina Pasqua, one of the 4 seniors and one of the team's captains for the Eastern Connecticut women's cross country team. Eastern getting ready for their season opener on August 31st. Nina, you guys are about 3/4 of the way through your preseason. How did preseason go this year?
It went very, very well. We all worked really, really hard. Our first day we had our 8-mile run on the rail trail, just so coach could see where we were individually after the summer. Our second day we ran up Mount Greylock in Mass, which was another tough day, but we felt amazing after, really accomplished. We did some volunteer work, which was really good, and a break from the running to really heal after those 2 hard runs. And then we did a hill workout at Mansfield Hollow to really finish in the workouts before we started school, and everything went really, really great. The athletes felt great. We worked really hard, and it was really, really successful.
Do the freshmen coming in hear horror stories about Mount Greylock?
Absolutely. Honestly, there was a moment where the upperclassmen had to take and check, like, are we scaring them a little bit? Like, should we watch what we say? But right before we got in the vans to head up, I reminded them, as well as the other upperclassmen reminded them, like, it's a tough run, it's a tough mountain, but we're gonna do it today, and we're gonna all do a great job. We're gonna give it what we got, and we're gonna get through it, and it's gonna be great, and you're gonna feel so great after. So they were nervous.
Yeah,
I was nervous, and I've done it before.
Yeah.
But it all went really, really well, and the best we could have expected.
Has that been a tradition for a lot of years? Like, did you do it your freshman year? I know you were hurt, but you were with the team.
No, Mount Greylock was
last couple years?
Something Coach added last year as a test to see what it was going to be like.
Oh,
and
I see.
We did it, and it was tough. If you were to ask Coach today, she probably wouldn't say she got the best reviews from it, but we can all agree we felt really accomplished after. And that's something really important you want to get out of your preseason is, you worked hard, you feel like you gave it what you got, and you feel accomplished, and you're ready to go into that regular season, ready to work even harder. So I think that's why we are pushing to make Mount Greylock a tradition, because of the way it makes us feel as athletes individually.
Well, after that run, anything else has got to be a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah.
It can't be any harder than that.
Absolutely.
Right?
Some of us even joke after we get to the bottom of the mountain, we're like, preseason's over. We did it.
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
though we still have another day or two of workouts and runs, and we have an entire season to get through. But that is our toughest run during the preseason, and but once we get to the bottom, it feels like it's almost over. Like we've done the work for the preseason. Now let's get ready to do our regular season and go in and kill it.
Well, you've struggled with injuries. You're a senior. It's your 4th year with the program. You've struggled with injuries. Talk about what your training was this year, maybe as compared to last year. Your training in the summer, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. So the summer going into my junior year, I set a goal for myself to run 400 miles, and I did run the 400 miles. However, after running my season and dealing with some tendonitis I had in my legs and going to physical therapy, being at the trainers, re-spraining my ankle, going into my junior year like I did my freshman year, I realized 400 miles was too much. It was just way, way too much. My legs were tired by the middle of the season. The tendonitis couldn't fully heal because I was putting so much mileage on my legs. So this year I just said, with work and my internship coming up, I'm going to run when I can. I'm going to do what I can, do the best I can. If there's days I can do it, great. If there's days I can't, that just is what it is. Our team is huge on doing what's best for you, and not just physically, but mentally as well. So if there was days where it was a beautiful day, but I was exhausted, I wasn't doing it. Just for me, and so far I feel like I'm in a much better spot than I was last year going in as a junior. I feel more prepared, I feel well rested, I feel my legs are going to be able to handle the entire upcoming season, and being my senior season, that's really important to me. And I think all the other seniors would agree.
So you think you might be fresher come the end of the year?
Yeah.
Do you guys generally feel come beginning of November, do you guys sometimes feel like, wow, this has been a long season and we're really exhausted, or do you have to sort of pace yourself?
Yeah, we absolutely have to pace ourselves. By the time LEC comes,
Yes.
it's like our workouts that week are much shorter, less intense, because we've done the work. Coach
Yes.
always says that the week before LECs. You guys have done the work. You've prepared as much as you can. Now let's pace ourselves. Let's sustain it. Let's make sure we're healthy. We're eating. We're sleeping. We're taking the proper steps we need to have a successful, conference championship. So yeah, we put our work out in the beginning and the middle, and we dwindle down as we get to the end. And it's just so we have as much energy and proper health, mental health as we can.
Once you get through September, you have weeks, and you did it last year, you have times when you don't run every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And in the long run, could be more beneficial, no?
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, this year on purpose, we have our early bird invitational coming up, and then we have 3 weeks off, which is huge.
But you're not really off.
We're not off.
You're off from the meet.
We're not off. We're not competing those 3 weeks, but it allows us to do more training, focus less on pre-meet as well as race days and stuff, and really just get some good training in, get the team together, unify us, and it is beneficial. We need the break from the meets, because it's constantly saying you have a meet in your head while you're in class, and that week, you need that break. You need a week or two of just, all right, I have workouts to do. Let's get through the workouts. Let's start improving, building, cutting down times if possible. So, but when you have a meet thrown in there, it's like, okay, what's the plan for the meet? What's going on? And sometimes it could be a little overwhelming. So I think having the break in between meets this year is going to be very, very beneficial.
And you've alluded to this a little bit, but geez, and people don't think of this, but how much of getting through a season is mental, and how much of it is leaning on your teammates? People look at cross country as an individual sport, but it's not an individual sport from that aspect, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Cross country is, labeled as being individual, which it is. We do. We place individually, we score individually, but at the end of the day, we are scoring as a team and we are placing as a team. And you see it on our cross-country page at Eastern Connecticut's website. We place as a team. And what people that really don't know the sport don't really catch is when you're watching our races, even though you don't see us most of the time, those few seconds we come out of the woods, you'll see us in packs. And that's critical in cross-country, pack running. It's how you work together to push each other. It's a huge mental thing. Mental health and using each other on a mental aspect is very, very big in cross country, because it's a tough 20 minutes. It's a tough 20 minutes out there running through the woods, running up the hills, the different terrain, running next to a bunch of people. Sometimes at the UMass Dartmouth Invitational, you have 400 girls on the line. And you got to use each other. You got to find each other. And, we have our front pack, Rachel Osak, Kiara Fontaine, Emma Borneval. They're our front pack right now, and they're going to use each other to be in the front, and they're going to be working together as a pack. And then we have our middle pack, Maggie Dulac, Lauren Bresson, one of our freshmen, Kaylee Schmar, Maggie Santa Cruz is going to be moving up there. They're going to be working together to really push it in that middle pack. And the middle is extremely important. That's where the numbers are sometimes. You have your front runners and they're going to score. It's going to come down to the middle. That's
where you win or lose a meet.
Exactly. And then you have your back middle pack, which is like myself, Maggie Santa Cruz sometimes, Jenna Chernick, a couple other incoming freshmen we had. That's where we are. And we're also extremely important because, at any point, our middle runners could be having a bad day. Who's dropping behind? Sylvia is our middle to upper pack as well. If she has a bad day, like maybe Maggie Dulac is going to move up. And now we need someone from the back to really push up and try their hardest to get in the middle. So maybe that's going to be Jenna Chernick this time, So our pack running, which people don't really notice as much, is what makes and breaks our races. And that's teamwork.
Well, you mentioned the two freshmen. will be among the leaders this year in the front pack. That's sort of unusual, right? Because we're so used to Haley Knox, Sam McCoskey, Christina Goslin. Was it sort of weird coming into preseason this year and not seeing them being involved?
Oh my God, absolutely. They brought something to the table that I don't know if me or the other senior girls are gonna bring. They were such a great trio. They were wonderful captains to us, and they each brought something completely different. They were all so different, and not having them here was a little weird at first, because we were like, are we gonna be able to recreate what they had did? And you know what? We have just done something much different. There's the seniors this year, myself, Maggie Dulac, Rachel Osak, and Samara Johnson. And the four of us are completely different people, completely different personalities, but we bring something to the table, and we have this picture or different structure of what it means to be upperclassmen and what we want our underclassmen to look up to. And even for the junior girls who within a year are going to be moving up to where we are right now, they have their own way of doing it and showing leadership or building relationships with the underclassmen, just to really add into that unification and that tight-knit family that we're really passionate about.
You have amazing leadership abilities and qualities. With the other seniors last year, did you sort of have to take more of a backseat role and let them lead? And this year you can sort of really come out and display those qualities? Or were you this way last year?
Yeah, absolutely. I like to call myself a natural leader. It's kind of just in my personality. I'm extremely outgoing. Coach referred to me last year as the mom of the team, even though I wasn't a senior. Haley, Christina, and Sam, they were the leaders. They were our captains. They were the people we went to, the girls we went to when we, had the questions and stuff, even some concerns. But coming into a college sport, there is always that intimidation. Being a freshman, looking at a senior, Sam McCoskey is an amazing runner. Haley Knox is an amazing runner. Christina Goslin is an amazing runner. As a freshman, are you too intimidated to go talk to them? And that's where juniors and sophomores come in. So being a junior, being a higher up upperclassman, not quite at the top, of course, I wanted to make sure I built a relationship with the underclassmen to give them an opportunity to have someone to go to that was easygoing, outgoing, not the best runner on the team. I'm super big about that. I am not the best runner on this team. I'm in the middle to back pack. And I'm okay with that. It makes me a little less intimidating, I feel. And I'm always working hard. I'm not ever trying to say I'm trying to stay in that pack, but it's amazing to see. I'm hoping it's amazing to see that someone like me, who's captain of the team, a leader, in the back, it's okay. You can be in the back, and I'm trying my hardest to work up to the front. So if you're in the back, work with me. We could do it together. And I'm a senior, and you're a freshman, and we'll do it together.
It doesn't matter where you finish. It's more they look at your work ethic. That's all they look at.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Definitely.
Last question. I know you've struggled with injuries your whole career. Did you ever get to the point where you just said, you know what, I'm in college, I got so many other things going on, this isn't working out, I think maybe I just won't compete? Did that ever cross your mind?
Absolutely not. Cross country has been in my heart since I was 11 years old. When the injury came my freshman year and put me out for the season, I never once in my mind did I think I was done with cross country. As soon as summer came around, the semester ended, and I was entering my sophomore year, I talked to Coach Meneza and Cassandra Banks, the captain at the time, and I was like, I'm coming back. I want to come back. I want to run this sport. It's a big reason why I came to Eastern Connecticut, as well as the academic program it was going to offer for me. And no, I never ever wanted to stop running cross country here, even though freshman year was a very unplanned season.
Yeah, right. Well, we're glad you're stuck with it as well. So Eastern Connecticut women and men's cross country opens up on August 31st. We'll be at the Keene State Invitational. Nina, thanks for being here. Good luck.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.